Hey, Crunch fam, and welcome back to the Deep Dive.
Back again
You know it.
for another deep dive.
That's right. And today's story is, well, it's wild.
It really is.
We're talking about a popular YouTuber, accusations of a terrifying highway chase,
Yeah.
alleged death threats, and an international escape.
It sounds like a movie.
It does, right?
It's really got it all.
Yeah.
When I first heard about this one, I immediately thought about parasocial relationships.
Mm-hmm.
You know how people can feel like they really know
Yeah,
the people that they watch online?
totally.
And I think this is just a stark reminder that we don't always know the full story.
Yeah, we often only see one side.
Exactly.
And that brings us to the heart of this deep dive. A popular YouTuber named Corey Pritchett Jr., better known to his millions of fans as Life with Corey SSG. So before we get into the allegations, let's talk about who Corey is in the online world.
Okay.
He's got over 15 million followers across different platforms, almost 1 million subscribers on YouTube alone. And his content is all about, fun adventure, living the good life.
So this incident really came out of nowhere.
It seems like it, right?
Yeah, I mean, it all starts in November 2024.
Okay.
Seems like any other day for Corey. He meets a woman, they exchange numbers, and he plans a hangout with her and another female friend for the following day.
Sounds pretty normal so far.
Yeah, totally normal.
Yeah.
So the next day, they all meet up, go to the gym, ride ATVs,
Yeah.
head to the bowling alley.
Pretty standard friend hangout.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Pretty standard day out. But then at the bowling alley, things take a turn.
Oh.
According to court documents,
Okay.
the mood shifts when Corey and his two male friends start acting suspicious.
Suspicious.
Yeah, they're like looking around constantly on edge.
Hmm.
Apparently there was some tension with another group there.
Gotcha.
And the women are feeling uncomfortable, so they ask Corey and his friends to leave.
Makes sense.
Yeah, if they can't relax. So they leave the bowling alley, but in the rush, the women accidentally leave some belongings in Corey's car.
right.
So they text him about it, and he suggests they meet at a nearby HEB parking lot to
Okay.
get their things, and he even offers them a ride home afterward.
So this is where that parasocial relationship you were talking about earlier takes a terrifying turn.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The women get into Corey's car thinking they're just retrieving their belongings and getting a ride home.
Right.
But instead of driving toward their homes, Corey starts driving erratically, claiming someone is after him, making frantic phone calls.
Oh, wow.
Then he hits the gas, speeding down I-10 at over 100 miles per hour.
So this casual hangout just became a high-speed chase. I'm getting anxious just listening to this.
Yeah, well, imagine how terrified those women must have felt.
All right.
This is no longer a fun day with a YouTuber they admire.
Right.
They're trapped in a car with someone who's clearly spiraling.
Yeah.
And it gets even scarier while still speeding down the interstate. Corey pulls out a handgun,
What?
a gold one, according to the reports.
Oh my God.
And starts waving it through the sunroof.
No way.
Then he fires several rounds out the window.
He fired a gun while driving at over 100 miles per hour. This is insane.
It is incredibly dangerous.
Yeah,
At this point, the women are fearing for their lives.
I can only imagine.
This isn't just erratic behavior anymore. This is life-threatening.
So what happened next? Did they try to get out of the car, call for help?
No, they were trapped.
Oh, no.
And he took their phone.
He took their phones.
Yeah, and then get this, he makes a video call to another woman
What?
and asks her, if I had the perfect opportunity and it was in the middle of nowhere where no one could hear them scream, should I just go ahead and do it?
Oh, my God.
And she replies, yes.
I can't even imagine being on that call, hearing those words.
It's bone-chilling.
That's horrible.
It really shows you how manipulation and influence can play out, especially in these online relationships where boundaries can be so blurred.
Absolutely. Then he turns to the women in the car and tells them straight up, I'm going to explicit y'all and then kill y'all.
Oh my gosh.
He takes their phones to cut off any chance of communication with the outside world.
It's like something out of a nightmare.
It is.
So how do they escape?
Well, as they're speeding down I-10 near Sealy, Texas, Corey suddenly pulls over onto the shoulder.
Right.
He tells the women this is your only opportunity. Basically kicks them out of the car
And drives off.
and drives off, leaving them stranded in the middle of nowhere in the dead of night.
It's incredible that they managed to escape that situation alive.
I know, it really is.
It's a testament to their courage and their quick thinking under extreme pressure.
They spent over an hour walking along the highway in the dark before they were finally able to flag down a driver and call 911.
Wow.
When Waller County deputies arrived, the investigation began, and this is where that digital footprint we talked about earlier becomes absolutely crucial.
You're talking about the Life 360 app, right?
Yes.
I remember reading about that in the court documents.
One of the women had the app running during the entire ordeal.
And it tracked everything.
Yes, and the GPS data from that app corroborated their entire story.
Wow.
The route they were taken, on the timestamps, everything.
It's almost like the technology that often fuels these online personas can also be used to uncover the truth behind them.
Exactly, and it highlights how important digital evidence is becoming in these kinds of cases.
So the authorities have their man right?
Right. They know it's Corey. They have the evidence.
Okay.
They attempt to contact him.
But his phone is disconnected, right?
Right. And then he makes a very public move.
What's that?
He takes to social media,
Oh, no.
announcing he's leaving the country to start a new life in Dubai.
He's running.
Not just a vacation, a whole new life.
Wow.
And he wasn't lying. The FBI confirmed he bought a one-way ticket and flew to Qatar on December 9th, 2024.
Not Dubai, but still.
Right. Still a pretty clear indication of flight.
So he's gone vanished, and law enforcement is now working to extradite him back to the U.S. to face these incredibly serious charges.
That's right.
This is a lot to process, Crunch fam. Stick with us, because we're just getting started. And don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to stay tuned for more deep dives, just like this one.
It really makes you think about influencer culture, doesn't it?
Definitely.
Like the dark side of it.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking about someone who built a career on projecting this fun-loving, carefree persona,
Mm-hmm.
and then boom, these shocking allegations.
Right, and for his fans, it's got to be tough.
I can't imagine seeing those
No.
fun videos, you know, that seemingly perfect life.
Right.
And then this,
total bombshell.
yeah,
Yeah, it's like a betrayal almost. You
Yeah.
know, they welcomed him into their lives.
through their screens,
Right, exactly. And now they're left with this.
this disturbing reality.
Yeah, it's like, who is this guy?
Exactly right.
Yeah.
Was this all a lie?
Is there something more we don't know?
Yeah,
Are there missing pieces of the puzzle?
there has to be, right?
I mean, hopefully the investigators can figure all that out.
Oh, yeah. They'll be digging into his past,
Mm.
looking for any patterns,
Right, red flags.
any signs that maybe this was...
that this could have been predicted.
Yeah.
Right.
And social media is going to be a gold mine for them.
I bet.
I mean, every post, every comment,
It's all evidence.
right, it's like a digital fingerprint.
And not just his accounts.
Right.
His friends, his family.
Associates anyone who might provide some insight into his behavior.
That's a lot of data.
It is, but they're trying to piece together a digital puzzle
Yeah, to understand who he really is.
beyond the image he presented online.
It really makes you question how much of what we see online is genuine.
Doesn't it?
It does.
How much is performance?
Yeah, for the likes and the validation.
Mm-hmm.
And in this case, those lines got blurred.
They did, and the consequences are devastating.
If these accusations are true, it's terrifying.
It is. It makes you think about power dynamics in these online relationships.
The manipulation.
The potential for violence.
And we can't forget about the victims. They
Yeah.
went through a terrifying ordeal.
And now they have to deal with the trauma.
While this whole legal process plays out,
Yeah.
it's unimaginable.
And they were so brave to come forward,
They were.
especially against someone with such a huge platform.
Yeah. You know, they're going to face scrutiny.
It's a lot to go through.
It is.
But hopefully their story will inspire others to come forward
Right.
and seek help if they're in similar situations.
Absolutely.
What about Corey's sponsors, though?
I was just thinking about that.
His brand deals?
His whole career was built on this persona.
What happens to all of that now?
I mean, his reputation has taken a major hit.
It has... Brands are distancing themselves.
Yeah, his future as a content creator is uncertain.
Yeah, it's a harsh lesson
It is.
about the fragility of online fame.
Yeah, and the consequences when your actions offline don't align with that online persona.
And this isn't just for influencers. This
Right.
is celebrities, politicians, anyone in the public eye.
What you do offline matters.
It does. It can affect your whole career,
Your whole life.
your whole life.
Yeah. So where does this leave us?
Well, Corey is in Qatar fighting extradition.
Uh-huh.
The legal process is underway.
And the outcome is,
Uncertain.
yeah, this case has so many layers.
It does.
It's not just about legal ramifications.
Right.
There's this whole conversation we need to have about online safety, about the responsibility that comes with having a platform, and about the need for critical thinking when
Yeah.
we consume content online.
Yeah, we're bombarded with information,
So we are.
curated images, narratives.
That
It's
seems
easy to
to-
get swept up in it all.
Yeah, and I think this case is a reminder that we need to be discerning.
We do.
Question what we see and hear remember that there's often more to the story.
Absolutely. It's about developing media literacy skills,
Yeah,
being aware of potential biases,
right.
understanding how algorithms and targeted advertising can shape our online experience.
That's such a good point. And I think even more importantly, we need to foster empathy
Yeah.
and accountability online.
Hmm.
We need to hold each other responsible for our actions.
Both online and offline,
Yeah.
create spaces where victims feel safe to come forward and share their stories.
Right. This story is a wake-up call, Crunchham.
It is.
A reminder that the digital world is an extension of our real lives.
With real-world consequences.
And we need to navigate this digital landscape
With awareness, empathy.
and a commitment to holding ourselves and others accountable. Okay, so we've talked about the alleged offense,
Mhm.
the victim's Corey's career, and the implications for influencer culture. But what about the legal battle that's brewing? Corey's in Qatar fighting extradition back to the U.S.
Right.
What can you tell us about that process?
Well, extradition from Qatar is a complex process. It's
Yeah.
not a quick thing.
Gotcha.
There are treaties in place, legal hurdles, all sorts of diplomatic hoops.
So what are Corey's lawyers likely to argue?
Well, they're going to be fighting to prevent his return to the U.S.
Okay,
They'll probably argue that he can't get a fair trial here,
that makes sense.
with all the media attention.
Yeah, it's been everywhere.
Exactly. Public opinion is already biased against him.
Right.
And then there's the question of evidence.
Mm-hmm.
Will the digital evidence gathered by U.S. authorities be admissible in a Qatari court?
Good point.
Will the victims be willing to travel to Qatar to testify?
Wow. It's complicated.
It's a logistical nightmare.
So even if they are able to extradite him, there are still a lot of legal challenges ahead.
Oh, absolutely.
This case really shows the challenges of international law enforcement in the digital age.
It does.
Crimes can happen across borders, but legal systems don't always keep up.
Especially with technology.
Right. It's like a whole new frontier for criminal justice.
It is. And this case could set a precedent for how these types of situations are handled in the future.
It's bigger than just one case.
It is.
Yeah, and it's
It's
not just
odd.
about legal ramifications either.
No, there's a larger conversation we need to have about online safety,
Right.
about the responsibilities that come with having a platform, and the need for critical thinking.
Especially when we're consuming content online.
Right. I mean,
Yeah.
think about it. We're constantly bombarded with information online,
We are.
carefully curated images, narratives.
And it's easy to get swept up in it all.
It is. So this case is a stark reminder that we need to be discerning consumers.
Yeah. Question what we see.
Be aware of potential biases.
Understand how algorithms shape our online experience.
Exactly. And I think we also need to foster a culture of empathy and accountability online.
I agree with that.
We need to hold each other responsible for our actions online and offline.
And create spaces where victims feel safe to come forward.
Yes, this is about creating a more mindful and responsible digital culture
We need to be aware of the consequences.
of our words and our actions online.
This story has been a real wake-up call, Crunch fam. A reminder that the digital world isn't some separate realm where the rules don't apply.
It's an extension of our real lives.
Real-world consequences.
And we need to navigate this digital landscape with awareness, empathy, and a commitment to holding ourselves and others accountable.
This case is far from over, and we'll continue to follow it and break it down for you every step of the way, analyzing the legal battles, the social implications, and the impact on online culture. So stay tuned, Crunch fam. Hit that subscribe button and turn on those notifications so you don't miss a single deep dive. And as always, thanks for joining us. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this episode with your friends. Let's keep the conversation going until next time. Stay curious, stay informed, and stay safe out there.